children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon.
Yo, VI, play the beat.
Vengeance is a dish served. Hey there, kids. It's the Libra full moon, and I was just getting this, justice being served. Prepare your palate. Are you ready to eat your just desserts? And we're, just catching up, getting in, and vengeance is also being served. Well. How interesting. We got a lot of things coming to the table, being served, and working on that palate. I was just thinking, no wonder I'm so salty. I take everything with a grain of salt. That's how I can love everything so much. Salt enhances the flavor of the good parts of food, and it cancels out or negates the bad parts. That's why you cure meat in salt. Why do we call it curing? Because you're curing it of rot. You soak your meats in salts, and they don't rot. And then you're not taking rot into your body, and it's not getting inside and eating you alive and consuming your soul. So I think it's okay to be a little salty. I always say, my personality is like dark chocolate with sea salt. I am bitter, I am salty, and somehow the combination makes me decadently sweet. Because I love everything. When you got that combo going on, you can love anything. Well, just about anyway. Yum. So anyways, we're getting into our Libra full moon, and justice is being served. She was gonna say once more with feeling, and just to iterate if there were any questions about whether or not justice will be served. Well, here be justice. She shows face. Justice is coming to dinner. She is coming to the table. Guess who's coming to dinner? It's justice. Something has been hanging in the balance, as we have so described, is about to drop. The other shoe is about to drop. Ugh. Ooh, that has some dark, ominous tales and trails on it, hopefully. You're not spinning down those threads, but that exists. Oh, does it exist? Let's try to keep ourselves up on the scales, shall we? I just want to see how this turns out. And all of these cards kind of turned out. I could totally pop them back in, but do you want to see how this turns out? You just want to see what turns out if I just spread like that. Queen of Cups is the card that I hold very firmly in hand. Who are you? The Tower is also sticking out but not being released. There's a choice, a determination that's still stuck in here. But if justice is coming to dinner, you're going to have to meet conclusions. Someone's going to have to make an emotional decision, and it may wreak havoc and chaos as a result. Is it necessary chaos? Hopefully. Alright. I don't know. I want to leave these two. Turned out what's stuck inside. We're in deliberation. Let's see what actually turned out. Shall we then? Yeah. Alright. Peeking ahead in the journey. We'll take them from the top. Page of Cups. Feels like youthful, maybe immature decision making, bad choices made in the past, lessons to be learnt, things that maybe you didn't know how to uphold, but you sure had the gumption and the desire to do so. And it kind of feels like a little kid, just learning how to work a cup for the first time, like an open cup. And you're working with glass, and sometimes you drop it, you might spill. Accidents are going to happen when you lack the maturity and experience. Just when you lack the experience, like you never done this before, you never really did this before, but you had the heart, you seen other people do it, you wanted to try it for yourself, huh? You know, no harm, no shame in not knowing exactly what you're doing, but still having all of the hope and ambition and belief in yourself that you can do it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because that's how you gotta get started. That's where it all starts from. It all starts from a level of naivety and not understanding the full weight. Because if you did understand the full weight, maybe you wouldn't have ever gotten started in the first place. Maybe you wouldn't have tried if you thought it was going to be hard. But because you didn't know better, you had the courage to plant a seed. And it feels like a seed that's been planted long ago that you may have even forgotten about. But something is turning over a new leaf. Something unexpected has grown from what you have planted. Knight of Cups. Growth, maturity, progression. Moving on up in the world, gaining experience, gaining wisdom, knowledge, the articulation. Um, there's a level of education to this expression that isn't completely lost on this character, but again, it has grown, it has matured, we turned over a new leaf, evolved into the next self, the next. Sorry, ringing in my ears, went quiet. You're moving into the next. Neon trees in the next room. This is very cup heavy emotional stuff. This is very heavy emotional stuff. I will say that. Like the weight of it, actually, and truly. Thank you. Page of Swords with a hot air balloon, just to like add a little uplifting message that, again, the ability to release yourself from tethers, to cut yourself free so that you can take flight. Is it the weight of the world on my shoulders? We'll see if we find it. It's a song in my head right now. Maybe it'll come back. And of course, the Ten of Cups. The happy ending, the happy story, the joyous reunion, communion, collaboration. The recipe for this new dish that we are creating to bring to the table. It comes from a place of uncertainty, of youthful pride and vigilance. That's what I got. The fortitude of someone who just doesn't know better, even if life has beaten you down enough that you should know better. Don't allow it to tell you what's what. Maintain, regrow, or dip back into something that perhaps you felt those feelings about before, but release the attachment to the negative outcome. Bring yourself back to a place of loving this thing, person, place, position, like you've never been hurt before. Aw, pumpkin pie. Aw, so cute. Good times, good times. Something in this revolution, in this new world, in this new story unfolding is going to result in conclusions in other realms and places and spaces where we might see something like this come about. Choosing to reset your world. Yeah. Making the choice that tips the scales in your favor. Making the emotional decision. The Queen of Cups. The final evolution. From page to knight to queen, you have grown. Leaps and bounds. Holding each position. It comes with a wisdom of gained experience that you can never get without trying new things. You must always be trying new things while you are mastering the choices that you have made previously, and where you have gained that wisdom and experience to know what's best for you, to know what the right decision is. Again, we're coming to emotional conclusions. The tower still says catastrophe, but in the sweetest and most beautiful of ways. I'm getting like the end of Fight Club kind of catastrophe destruction. Like this perceivably could be the worst thing ever, but in the grand scheme, in the greater purpose, what it all served, no matter whether or not we meant to do it, it's kind of beautiful. And what else can you do in that moment? Take the hand of your loved ones and just watch the new world as it comes about. Let the old things fall. Let your determinations and your decisions drop. Make solid. Yeah, it's just, I'm just getting that planting of the seed. And like, a seed was planted, and what grew from the seed was the walls of Jericho, which were eventually destroyed. So there was an old seed, an old path, an old choice, an old decision that you made. Sorry, we're circling all the way through again. 1333 on the counter. Uh, but it's important to understand each step on each level of perspective. There we go. All right, so there was a seed that was planted in your youth in naivety when you didn't have a lot of experience or knowledge. Through that growth and progression, you started to see what was happening, but not before an entire wall grew up around you and you were encased, entrapped in the results of the choices that you had made. But through the cycles and the work and gaining the wisdom, knowledge, and experience, going through it, essentially, making more decisions, better decisions, growing and changing, what eventually ended up happening was that wall has met its time to crumble and fall down. And now the encasement, the prison walls, the uh, the ensnarement of whatever it is that you feel like is holding you back in, preventing you from expressing or living or being in a particular light. I feel like it's coming down. Like Joshua and the faded walls of Jericho. Archbishop Harold Holmes. Yeah. I just want to see. I don't know if it's this deck. There's one card I want to see. I think it's in vice versa. And I don't know if we're going to summon it, if it's going to drop as beautifully as Justice did for us. But you need to see me right away so I can fix this. You need to see me right away. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Why is the Archbishop so strong in my head? I think it's cautionary, but also like giving and receiving that inclusion. It's so odd. It's like a character that came about that thought its intention was to steer you off of your path, something that occurred that seemed to have led you away from your path has inadvertently and kind of stupidly stumbled itself right where you were meant to be the entire time. Right on time. Like this whole stupid loop throughout the forest has led you to the cavern, the cave of wonders, has led you to this cave of wonders, where the true treasure shall behold. See the cornucopia, it is waiting to be filled. You will not hunger much longer, child. Okay. Yeah. I just want to pull that one card. But I know that's not. I know it's not here, but it's there. And I'm trying to like pull it out of the future. I don't think we need to. Yes, yes, your plants, your seeds need cups. It did come out. It did. This is the card that I wanted. That was the one that I envisioned. It was behind this King of Pentacles, this wall of Jericho. It was behind the wall of Jericho. Get it? Get it? Okay. This might be the end. If it is, thanks, kids. Have a great full moon. We'll see you next time. Not for real. That was like all I had. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to see the sun. I wanted to see the sun at the end of the journey, and it was so cool. So cool that it came down reversed and hidden beneath perfectly. Did not know. It was like, King of Pentacles reversed. Man, there's that Jericho right there. There's that wall. There's that blockage. That thing that's keeping you out of abundance. Just right there. But I picked it up anyways. In there. Right there. Comes out. There's that golden elevation. That golden elevator. You made it happen. Magician, Nine of Pentacles. Don't you forget, you made it happen. Participate in all of the energy that you have set up. In this Libra full moon, justice will be served. Everything will fall into its place. Keep an eye on those details and be sure that it does. Your alchemy, your recipe, it's all going to be just right, just so, because you worked meticulously. Get these elements in the perfect alignment with the perfect assignment. And you're the perfect man for the job. Alright, for real. Thanks, kids. We'll see you next time.